afternoon, good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tutorials with Aubrey under the Mufurila Private School Tuition Center. And basically, in today's lesson, we'll be reviewing Mathematics Paper 2, 2018, August. So now I want you to get an approach on how we solve these questions. So now we have some instructions there. You read through the instructions. Let's go on with question 1. Okay. Question 1, given that A is 2x, so this is the matrix A, 2x, 2, 3, and x. Find the positive value of x for which the determinant is 12. Find the positive value of x for which the determinant is 12. Thing that you need to note is, or the question that you should ask yourself is, how do we find the determinant of a matrix? So to find the determinant, so we'll say determinant of matrix A. The determinant, right from here, determinant of matrix A is equal to, we are going to multiply the elements in the major diagonal. So that is 2x times x, which is 2x to the power 2. Then we are going to subtract the product of elements in the minor diagonal. Okay, so the product, this is 3 times 2, which is 6. Now we've been told that the determinant of A is 12. So here where there is date A, we're going to put 12, which will be equal to 2x squared minus 6. Now what we just want to do is remain with x as the subject of the formula. So we are going to transpose this 6, or we're going to introduce the additive inverse of negative 6, which is positive 6, or negative 6 will cross the equal sign, of which when it crosses the equal sign, it becomes positive. So this is 12 plus 6 equal to 2x squared. So 12 plus 6, that is 18, which is equal to 2x squared. Then we want x, so we divide by 2 by 2, okay, so that we remain with x term here alone. So this is x squared is equals to 18 over 2, which is 9. Okay, now here, so let me say, so let me rewrite everything here. So we have x, see, we have 9 equals to x squared, where we left off from. So remember, we only want to remain with x as a single variable. So we need to get rid of the square. To get rid of the square, we introduce the root there and the root there, so that this 2 and the root will cancel out. So we're going to have the 2 and the root cancelling out. Then what is square root of 9? So that will be 3. So this will be x is equals to 3, of which we can start with x being equal to 3. So here our x is 3. So here x is equal to 3. So that is how we find x. We move on to the next question. So we go to the second part of the question. Hence otherwise write A inverse. Hence otherwise write A inverse. So what do we know about A inverse? A inverse is equal to 1 over the determinant of A multiplied by the adjoint matrix. Okay, so how do we find the adjoint matrix of A? So we are going to go back to it. So now what we are going to do is that we're going to replace back our terms. We know that x is 3. So here we're going to put 3 times 2, it will be 6. So that will be 6 there. So now this is our matrix A. So now to find the adjoint, what we are going to do is we are going, first of all, we need to swap the elements in the major diagonal. So the 3 goes there and the 6 comes down there. So the adjoint will be equal to, we swap the 2 elements there. So that is the 3 goes there and the 6 goes there. Then what we do to the minor diagonal is in the minor diagonal, we are going to multiply the elements with a negative, or basically the sign changes. If there is a positive, it becomes negative. If it's negative, it becomes positive. So like here, this is a positive. So, and this is a positive. Okay. It means in our adjoint matrix, this will be -2 and -3. So now we are done. So we just replace now in our formula here. So our formula now will be equal to, this will be equal to 1 over the determinant we've already been given. The determinant is 12. The determinant of A is 12. So 1 over 12 times the adjoint matrix, which is 3, -3, -2, and 6. Okay, which further can be simplified by multiplying a constant throughout, or you can leave it there, you still be given max. Okay, so now we move on to the second question. All right, so that was about it. So that is how we found the inverse. So now we move on. We go to second question. Solve the equation. This is the equation. X squared minus 4x minus 2 equals to 0, giving your answer correct to 2 decimal places. All right, so now here what you are going to do first of all is you should check, okay, make sure you check that your equation, your given quadratic equation, is in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0, where there is a term that is with the x squared part, the term with only x, and the part without any x variables. Now this is very important because in other questions, I'll show you a question, I think they will test if you know this, because sometimes this will be put on the other side of the equation, or maybe the -2 is put on the other side of the equation just to confuse you. So if all the variables are, maybe some 2 variables are on the other side of the equation, you make sure that you shift the variables to the other side of the equation. On the other side of the equation, they should only be 0. So now after you successfully do that, you use the quadratic formula, which is x is equals to -b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. And another mistake I see most students make is with this division sign. So this division sign is applying to both B and to this part here, the matrix, right? So this is applying to both the discriminant and this part here. Okay, you divide by 2 later. So first of all, you start working with the numerator. Then after you have a simplified form on the numerator, you go and work with the denominator. All right. So from here, we need to check now. We know the formula. We just need to check from our equation what is our A, what is our B, and what is our C, so that we just plug into the formula. So A is the coefficient of the x squared term, the number in front of the x squared term, that is our A. So in this case, the coefficient of the x squared term, since there is no number there, we say A is 1. Okay, so we say A is 1. Let me just, A is 1. B is the coefficient of the x term. So this is the x term, and the coefficient is -4. So B is equals to -4. C is the term without the x variables. So this is -2. So C equal to -2. So from here we plug into the formula. This is, remember, negative times the B term. B is -4 plus or minus root of B squared. This is -4 squared minus 4 times A. A is 1 and C is -2. Divide by 2 times 1. Okay, so from here we see 16. So x is equal to 4 plus or minus root over 16 minus, here, so we should be very careful. This is 4 times 1, -4 times 1, it will be -4. -4 times -2, it will be plus 8. Plus 8 divided by 2. X will be equals to 4 plus or minus 16 plus 8, that is 24. All right, so from here you will need to separate. You see there is plus or minus there, so you work the positive first alone and the negative secondly alone. So you say x is equal to 4. You start with a positive root of 24 divide by 2, or x is equal to 4 minus the root of 24 minus root of 24 divided by 2. So now what is root of 24? So you say x will be equal to 4 plus root of 24. So that will be, use your calculator, 2, 8, 8, 9, 8. So it will give you that. And when rounding off, don't round off early here, right? Write at least 6 digits after the decimal. Don't round off early, otherwise you errors. So write 6 digits after the points. Okay, then you divide that by 2. You're going to get 4 again. First of all, you write the almost 4, which is digits after the point. 4.49489. Okay, 9. Now you can round off. So this is approximately 2 decimal places, that is 4.4. Now there is a number greater than 5 here, so we're going to get 1 from this one here. This will be 4, 5. Okay, that is the first answer. Second answer, we have x equal to 4 minus root of 24 over. So again, this is paper 2. You can use your calculator. So that will be 4. Type on your calculator 4 minus. So that's 0.898979. So you write at least 6 numbers after the decimal point. Then you say x. You divide 2 into that number. We're going to get negative 0.449489. So again, at least 6 numbers after the decimal point. Okay, and now you can round off negative 0.45. Again, because there is a number greater than 5 there. So that is how you approach that question. So that is how you solve quadratic equations. Let's move on to question 2. Let me clear out. Again, I'm clearing out. Now I'll actually provide I'll give you the PDF with answers as far as we are going to go. So let's clear the board. All right, so we're done clearing. So let's go on to question 2. Question 2 is asking us to simplify these two terms multiplied here. Okay, so the good part about dealing with multiplication is that we can simplify across. And simplifying across, what I mean is that this can simplify with that, and that can simplify that. So we can simplify across, right? So we see that 5 there can go into 15. Okay, and 5 into 5, that is 1. 5 into 15, that is 3. Okay, come to the 3u, we see that so basically we'll be cancelling with variables. Let's say with letters, we'll be cancelling out completely the small number, maintaining the number with the biggest power. So here, so u squared, u to the power 3, u to the power 3 goes. Okay, v will cancel out v because v has power 1, so we cancel out, and here's v has power 2, so we cancel out the one with the small power. Then from the one with the big power, subtract how many times that had. So if this was a 1, so here we're going 1 there. Okay, again across here can cancel out across. 7 there, 1. 7 into 28, that is 4. We cancel out the small number, s there, 1. S into there, this one is 2. Okay, we cancel 1, we subtract 1 from there. 3, we cancel the small one, so t to the power 2, we cancel 2 from 3, that we're going to remain with 2. And now the result is we have 1 by t to the power 2, that is 1 times t to the power 2, divide by 3 times v to the power 1, so 3 v to the power 1, times, here 5 we had 1, here everything went, so here we just remain with 1, divide by, here we have 4, times s, we remained with 2, so that is s squared, okay, and the t completely went. So now from here we can multiply, so this times that times that, so multiplication, you multiply across like that, multiplication, you multiply across like that. Now this will be equal to so you start by first multiplying the numbers. So this is 1 times 1, which is just 1. Then t times, do we have any other variables here? So that is just times t squared, divide by, we start multiplying the numbers. So 3 times 4, that is 12. Okay. Then we say v times s, that is v times s squared, of which 1 times t squared is just t squared divided by 12 v s squared as our final. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you simplify. So now we go on to question 2b. Question 2b. All right, question 2. So in a geometric progression, the third term is 2 over 9. Okay, let me just get my pointer. 2 over 9. And the formulas you've been given on the geometric series, geometric progression or geometric series. So these are the formulas you have here. So, so you've only been given the formulas for the sums. Okay. I'm sure they'll also be helpful. So let's go back to our question. So let's read question to write down the data. Let's write down the data. So we, in a geometric progression, the third term, so T3 is equal to 2 over 9. Okay. And the fourth term, which is T4, is equal to 2 over 27. Find the first term and common ratio. The first term and the common ratio. Okay, so in the formula list on our first page there, what you've been given are formulas for the sum. You've not been given the formula for the nth term. So this is the formula for the nth term. Nth term is equals to A, which is the first term, times R, which is the common ratio, times N, which is the term we're talking about. For instance, in here, the third term, so we're talking about third term, N would be 3. We're talking about the second term, N would be 4, and so on and so forth. So now we go back, we will start using this formula. So Tn, so we will replace these into this formula right here. So T3 is equal to A R N. We said N takes the M here, so it is 3 minus 1. So this is our equation 1. Our equation 2 is T4, which is equal to, we replace in this formula, which is A R, again the same thing. N is 4, so 4 minus 1 minus equation 2. But we've been told that T3 is 2 over 9 and T4 is 2 over 27. So where there is T3, we're going to put 2 over 9, and where there is T4, we're going to put 2 over 27. So the equations now become, so this is how the equations will turn out. This is our our equation 2. Now we go on to solving. Simple method that we can do is we can make A the subject of the formula in equation 1. So if we make A the subject of the formula in equation, we have A r equals to 2 over 9. Make A the subject of the formula by dividing throughout by 1 over r squared. Okay. This r squared and that r squared, this r squared and that r squared will come out. So A goes to this times that, it will be 2 over 9r squared. Now from there, what you do is you get this A and you put in the second. Remember, use the first equation to make A, to find R, okay? Then get A place in the second equation. This will be 2 over 27, equals to our A is 2 over 9r squared times r3. We see that the r squared there cancelled out with the r which is there. So r there cancelled out. Then here we cancel out the 3. Remain. We're going to remain with a 2. Okay, we're going to remain with a 2. After cancelling, we're going to remain with 2 over 27 being equal to. So you multiply. You always, when a number here has no denominator, then we know that this number is over 9. So we're multiplying 2 and r squared. So it will be 2r squared divided by 9 times 1, which is just 9. And here we're going to cross multiply 2 times 20. So that will be the 54r squared equals to 2 times 9, which is 18. Make r squared the subject. We're going to have 18 over 54. And now finally r being equal to 18 over 4. So we introduce squares both sides. Get rid of the square root there. So we remain with r. That will be our r. To find your A, you go back to equation here. Your A is equals to 2 over 9r squared. So r is squared. So A equal to 2 over 9 times r is root of 18 over 54 squared. Okay, so our A will be equals to 2 over 9 times this, and where there will remain, we'll simplify. We're going to have 18 over 54. Okay, so again here this is 9 over 1, so you multiply 9 times 18, then 54 times 1. So this will be equals to 2 over 9 times 18. This is 16. 162 over 54. Then what you can do here is if you had no calculator, for instance, what you can do is and say this is the same thing as 2 divided by 162 over 54, which is 2 times, you know that they swap there, then you just multiply 2 times 54, 254, 108 over 162, which can further be simplified. So basically that is what you were supposed to do. So this is the same thing as 2 over 3. So this is basically what you're supposed to do to find your A and your R. So follow well. Let's go on to the second question.